Our journey to the Arctic begins with a worrying start as we attempt to drive our Gladiator camper truck from the UK all the way to Lapland in time for Christmas.
This morning, everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong.
After 3 months of difficulties doing van life in the UK, we finally chose this demountable camper truck to be our home and chariot for one of the world's greatest winter adventures. Really nervous actually about this trip. The ground has already started to freeze and we must take the journey across the channel today if we have any hope of making it to the Arctic Circle for Christmas. 60 kilometres an hour winds. This adventure promises to take us overland across some of Europe's most diverse towns, cities and landscapes before we reach the frozen lands of Scandinavia and the Nordics, where temperatures can drop to minus 40 degrees.
I think from now onwards we're just going to go north and north and north and north until we hit Lapland.
We have no doubt Santa is waiting for us in Lapland, but this expedition is definitely more about the journey than the destination. And with neither of us ever having been to the Nordics, Scandinavia, or even any sort of sub-zero climate before, this is going to test everything we know about ourselves and our camper van. Something's broken, and obviously we've got no time to fix it now. There really is no time to wait. It's time for our Arctic trip to begin.
Done. Welcome back to the channel. We are in Dover, about to board the ferry to Calais. So this is going to be the very start of our Arctic adventures, and we're so excited. However, this morning, everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. It started off with us waking up on Brighton Beach and breaking down. We broke down because the battery was dead, as in over, game over for the battery. So we had to call the RAC out. The RAC came and installed a new battery for us. Turns out it was the original battery, and this is 6 years old already, so it was well due a new one. And so we've got a fresh battery in there now. The second thing that went wrong was that we went away from the demountable, came back, and it was just making horrendous noises. Turns out we've got a real serious issue with the water. This is what happened. The water pump was going as if like there's no more water left in the tanks. It's almost like the water's dropped somehow. We filled it up. It took 20 litres of water. I turned on the water pump, but it just started all over the floor.
Oh my god. We are just about to board the ferry. We're about to do a drive to Dover to get on the ferry, and we just topped up our water, and all of the water has just come out the bottom, so something's broken, and obviously we've got no time to fix it now, and water is essential.
We've got a non-refundable ticket.
Yeah, so we're stuck. We don't know what to do. Obviously, I think we're just going to get on the ferry, aren't we, and just go.
Well, let's just go to a supermarket, get some more water, so we can play about with it a bit, and try and see if we can identify the problem. Okay, cool. So we are heading straight to the ferry port now. We didn't have a chance to stop and sort out this problem, so we have to get there very quick because time's running out. So we're hoofing it down the motorway now to get to Dover to catch our ferry. Fingers crossed we make it there on time. We can't have any traffic. So yeah, it's been a little bit stressful today, and hopefully when we get on the boat everything is going to be okay after that. But I mean, we've still got this problem with the van, so yeah, I don't know. Let's go. We made it. It literally says you got to be here an hour before, and we have made it 58 minutes before.
58 minutes before. So we're 2 minutes out, but we're here and we're at the front of the queue for some reason. Unless they've let everyone else on. I don't know. I don't understand it. But we're here and we're going to get on, I think. The cars are starting to go on, so I think we're going to be going on any second now. I just wanted to take this opportunity to say the reason why we chose the ferry is because it's literally half the price of the tunnel. And also the tunnel takes about 40 minutes. This takes about an hour and a half. So it's like double the time, but half the price. And we're cool with that. We're just hoping that because the weather's been quite bad recently, I'm really hoping that it's not choppy, but we'll see. But I think we've got to go now.
So we're officially leaving the UK again, and we're faced with the same challenges that we've faced with before, and that's the language learning. Loads of new places, loads of lingo that we don't know. So we're using the Rosetta Stone app to get by and get through it all. If you didn't already know, Rosetta Stone is a language learning app that has 25 different languages on there, so pretty much every one that you're going to need. So we use these, and it uses groundbreaking technology to help you learn languages more effectively. We've been using this now for the last 2 years, and it's helped us in a few sticky situations, let's just say that. What we like about Rosetta Stone is it uses interactive games to help you learn languages, so through like problem solving, that sort of thing, and by doing that, it imprints the languages in your memory quicker.
Pojken dricker.
That's drinking.
Pojken drinker, so boy drinking. Yes.
Flickan dricker.
Pojken dricker.
Pojken dricker. It also uses audio from native language speakers, which is really, really good, so you know what it sounds like in a real life setting, which is spot on for when you go traveling. But one of the best features on there is voice recognition, so you can talk into it and it tells you how good your pronunciation is. The best thing now about Rosetta Stone is they're offering 60% off their lifetime subscription via the link in the description of this video, so go and take advantage of that. They're also now offering the chance to be able to gift a subscription to Rosetta Stone to a loved one, which sounds like a great Christmas idea. So head to the description of this video now to grab your discount, and we'll continue learning languages on this trip.
It's completely empty. I've never seen a boat so empty before. It's completely decorated in Christmas decorations, but there's no one here. It's really weird. It's a bit spooky, but it's quite nice. What is it?
Because everyone's got the memo that it's really choppy out there.
Yeah, everyone's on the tunnel, aren't they? They've paid the extra. Oh, it's completely empty. There's something really exciting about being the only one on the boat.
It's actually quite nice out here. It's quite calm.
I know.
The weather says it's not on the channel, but I can't see it. I can't.
Calm before the storm.
Oh, let's hope not. An hour and a half would be smooth sailing. We'll be all right.
Okay, cool. So we're on the ferry now. There's something quite nice about being on the ferry, like literally the only ones on the ferry. We've got the whole place to ourselves. So hopefully this hour and a half is going to go really quickly. I'm starting to feel really excited. I've actually been quite nervous recently, really nervous actually about this trip, and excited at the same time. I think the nerves have been taking over, but that happens to me with every single sort of trip that we go on. I'm always really nervous to start with, and then we get going, and then the excitement just builds and builds and builds. So yeah, the excitement's kicking in now that we're on the ferry. So hopefully that's going to grow by the time we get there. But yeah, I'm dead nervous anyway. I think this is the most amount of preparation we've ever done for any trip ever. So I should be feeling really prepared. But when you're going to places and climates that you've never experienced before, it's really hard to plan. You can read blogs and get advice from people and stuff, but you never know what you're going to need really until you experience it yourself. So yeah, I know that that's coming. I know that we've probably got some stuff wrong. Hopefully most of it's right. And anyway, hopefully it's plain sailing now all the way to Lapland for Christmas.
Okay, we're back in the car now. That was actually a very painless journey. Thankfully, after a really hectic day we've had and start to this trip, we're about to drive off into Calais imminently, and generally we're heading towards the city of Bruges in Belgium, which is about an hour and a half away. We've never been to Bruges before. We heard a lot about it. One of my favourite films is set in Bruges. And so this is going to be brilliant. However, it's dark already. And we're going to have to find a park up before we get to Bruges to try and work out what's going on with the water. I've had some updates since being on the boat. So I just need to get some signal and get all that sorted. And then hopefully we'll have an action plan moving forwards. But first stop is somewhere on the outskirts of Bruges.
Feeling a mix of excitement and nerves, we landed in Calais to make our way to Bruges in Belgium to find a park up for the evening. The wind was blowing at a whopping 60 miles an hour and it was raining and dark, not ideal for driving in foreign lands. However, we made it to our park up for the evening.
In there, is it?
Yeah, there's a camper van there. There's a camper van there.
Hey.
Well, that's both of us then, isn't it? Oh, it's a Brit.
Is it?
I'm sure it is, yeah.
Oh, friend.
It's so funny, like, we're right out in the middle of nowhere. It's not particularly well sheltered, but there's another Brit here, parked right in front of us, in a van that's exactly the same as our old van, Frida. Exact same model and everything. So if he's alright, we'll be alright.
We'll be fine.
Even though we're right out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and it's so windy.
So windy, isn't it? But we'll be alright.
60 kilometres an hour winds. So, but we'll be alright. I feel quite confident in the back of this van.
Do you know the only thing that worries me are these trees? Because they're not, you know, if they came down, we would get hit.
Oh, right, making a run for it. Oh my gosh.
After a day of travelling, we hunkered down next to a farmer's field with another van lifer and waited for the high winds and storms to pass. This is our first proper storm in the Gladiator camper, and we need to get used to it as what lays ahead will be surely much worse.
You there, my little princess?
Yeah, almost. It's so loud, I'm really scared.
It's really loud. 60 mile an hour or 60 kilometre an hour winds out there. Oh, good night.
Good night.
Sleep well. Let me know if it gets too cold or something, then we'll change it. We'll sort it out.
Will do.
In the well I dug myself, 'cause I fell under that spell, and the fireflies in the sky spelled my name in lights, all the hope I just can't see, while I'm hurting and bleeding, but the help is on its way, way too late.
Ready? Lift.
I will survive. I will find a lifeline. I will survive, and you'll beg yourself to see me one more time.
Morning and welcome to a place called Oosterkerke Straat. I'm obviously pronouncing that wrong, but that's what it says on the sign. It's a place in the middle of nowhere. Me and Liam survived the night last night. We survived the winds. I actually got a really good night's sleep, a real solid sleep. So I've woken up today feeling amazing, and I think Liam said he did as well. So we're both on top form. It's the first day of our trip. So apart from yesterday, the travelling, today's like the first official day, and we're both really excited. We're just down the road from Bruges, and yeah, we've got a really cool day ahead. So yeah, let's get going. What's going on, Liam?
Water situation. So yesterday we had the fright of our lives, and I think I might have solved it. I went to the company and they were taking their time coming back, but I remembered something with our brief time in having a Truma boiler, which is what this has got. It's got a frost protection on it. So below 4 degrees, if the sensor, which is inside the van, hits 4 degrees or less, it drops all the water onto the floor as a protection mechanism to stop the pipes freezing up and causing damage inside. The interesting thing about that is this is a completely really well insulated high isolation camper, but when we were airing it out and then we left it. So we opened up all the doors, got to get any condensation that might be in there, opened up all the doors and the windows to air out. Then we went for a walk. It was freezing during that, and I left the windows open as well. During that time, it got to 4 degrees and dropped all the water. And then that explains all of it, I hope. So there's a little button and a catch that won't go back in unless it reaches above 4 degrees, 5 degrees sort of thing. So the button, thankfully, because of the diesel heat has been on this morning, has gone. I've managed to push it back in, and now it's the moment of truth. We've got just 5 litres of water here, and we're completely out of water. So let's give it a go. And by the way, this downpipe thing that you get in plumbing shops is the best thing for filling it with water. Better than funnels, because it just goes. I mean, we can make 20 litres disappear very quickly with one of these things. It's a game changer. It's not our idea. It's our friend Gary who came up with it, and it's genius. Please try it. It'll save you a lot of time. Anyway.
Everyone needs a Gary as a friend.
They do. They do. Oh, it is going in.
Is it going in?
Yeah.
It's not spilling out.
It fits nicely.
It's not spilling. Not yet. Yeah, it's going down to the tank. I can hear it.
Okay, moment of truth. Hydrophore on. Okay, I can hear the boiler going. I've just put the hydrophore on the water pump, so it should be taking. It probably isn't enough water, really. You need to give it a good fill. But I was hoping the 5 litres of water that we had, it would be taken now into the boiler and keeping it in the boiler, and then staying in the boiler, whereas before it just dumped it all. I think we're a go, sweetheart.
Are we?
Yeah. The water's coming through the tap and it's not dropping out the bottom, no?
No.
Ah, done. Okay, right. Problem averted. So basically, what's the lesson that we've learned from this? I'm so pleased we learned it here rather than in the Arctic. The boiler's got a sensor on it. It's only a problem if we leave the water pump on, which turns the tap on. So don't leave the water pump on that turns the tap, the hydrophore on. If we turn the hydrophore off, it can go to whatever temperature it wants to in there, and it won't dump the water. It'll only dump the water when the water's in the pipes, and it only dumps the water that's in the pipes. That's a big lesson learned. It won't happen again, and we know a lot more about Truma boilers now as well. The big problem is that we've got to go and find some water, so we can't probably wild camp tonight unless we just keep on getting 5 litres of water. So we probably need to go and find like an air or something in Bruges.
Finds a way to get us back to the start again. To get us back to the start again. To get us back to the start. Life finds a way to bring us back where it all began. To bring us back where it all began. To bring us back where it all began. Life is
25 euros.
Oh, quick. Go go. What do you think?
It's an air, isn't it? It's Stellarplatz air, so this will be brilliant. So we've got all-day parking and overnight as well for €25, and we'll get to top up with water, which is most important. So I'm really happy with that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Let's go to Bruges. I've never actually been to Bruges before. I hear it's beautiful, so let's go and find out for ourselves. Ooh, there's Bruges there.
Bruges. It's like it's gearing itself up for some Christmas activities.
Christmas markets. It's pretty.
It's very pretty.
Tonight we are staying in a very simple air costing €25 for 24 hours. There are some toilets only a 2-minute walk away, and in around just 10 minutes walk you will find yourself in the bustling city centre. Bruges, known as the Venice of the North, is a fairy tale city with a fascinating history. Once a buzzing medieval port, it's now a UNESCO World Heritage Site filled with cobblestone streets, canals and swans, a symbol tied to a centuries-old curse apparently. The Belfry Tower's bells once marked the beer drinking hours, and there's even a 3-kilometre beer pipeline beneath the city streets, which is the only one in the world. Bruges is home to quirky treasures like Michelangelo's Madonna of Bruges, the world's smallest window, and a medieval toilet built into the city walls. As one of Europe's chocolate capitals, it's packed with artisanal chocolatiers, and you can often hear the unique sounds of a carillon, which is an instrument of bells playing from the belfry. With its well-preserved medieval charm, Bruges feels like a city frozen in time, inviting visitors to explore its magical blend of history, legend and culture. Belgium itself is also famous for waffles, chips, or frites as they call them, chocolate and beer, and let it be known we intend to try it all on our first stop on this Arctic quest that we are on.
Chocolate. Shall we find some chocolate?
Some chocolate and waffles, or chocolate waffles. Cheers.
My first ever Belgian hot chocolate.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. Good. That's right. That'll bloody do.
Oh my god, that looks so good.
Good, okay?
Oh my god, that is so good. We're going to be fighting over that. You reckon?
That's really good. We're going to be fighting over this.
Yeah, I know. What do you think of the waffles?
Top job. Very good.
They're
Nice.
so good, aren't they?
Oh yeah. They go down a treat.
Oh my gosh, that hot chocolate was absolutely the nicest hot chocolate I think I've ever had. When you first sip it, it wasn't that chocolatey or sweet, but we realised that the chocolate was so heavy it fell to the bottom. And we stirred it. Oh wow!
Divine. I had a mochaccino and it was equally one of the best I've ever had. I am so excited to be in flipping Bruges. One of my favourite films of all time, called In Bruges with Colin Farrell, is set here. All of these locations here, obviously I've never been before. It's just amazing. I don't know what's more amazing, that it's one of my favourite films and I've seen all the locations, or that it's just beautiful anyway. And it looks like they're setting up the Christmas market over here, which is apparently tomorrow, starts tomorrow, which is amazing. So bloody good timing. If you haven't seen the film Bruges, it's about 2 hitmen, Irish hitmen, and they've been sent to Bruges because crimes have happened. Whilst the boss is trying to work out what to do with them, whilst they've made these mistakes with these crimes, they're stuck in Bruges, and that's what the whole film is being stuck in Bruges. And one of them, it really enjoys being there, and the other one, Colin Farrell, hates it. It's a brilliant dark comedy, and I recommend it thoroughly.
Very pretty. I'm not being funny, we can't stay here.
We've got to stay here until he rings.
Well, what if he doesn't ring for 2 weeks?
Then we stay here for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks? In Bruges!
Oh, Liam's found his favourite museum ever.
Alright, so it's €13 to enter the museum, €19 to enter the museum and have free beers. So, I mean, it's quite a lot of money,
It is.
isn't it?
I don't know.
Or you could just go in and have 4 beers for €10.
We could do that, and I have 1 and you have 3, because I just fancy a glass of wine.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, should we go and do that then? Or should we come back out? What time are we on?
We can back out later.
It'd be part of our evening, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's midday.
Oh.
I've got no problem with midday drinking, but... All right, we'll come back out later on and we'll make it part of our evening festivities.
Okay.
Dodging the midday drinking session, we chose to do something much more sensible and decided to go to church instead. En route, we strolled through the Bruges central square and admired the Gothic/fairy tale buildings in front of us. And there is a real buzz in the air, as tomorrow will be the opening of their famous Christmas market, with its central location being here.
Wow, check out this architecture behind me. It's absolutely incredible. This is the Basilica of the Holy Blood. I will explain more about it. We're about to go in. We'll explain more when we go in. I'm absolutely blown away by this. I absolutely love Gothic architecture. It's so cool. It's the only way I can explain it. I just find it really cool with so much history. I love it. And I'm obsessed with doorways as well. And this is a pretty darn good looking doorway. Look at that.
The Basilica of the Holy Blood is home to a revered relic believed to contain the blood of Jesus Christ, brought to the city in 1150 by Count Thierry of Alsace, who had acquired it during the Second Crusade. Thierry is said to have received the relic in Jerusalem, possibly as a gift from the King of Jerusalem, and brought it back to Bruges as a symbol of divine protection. The relic was placed in a chapel that eventually became the Basilica of the Holy Blood, which underwent expansions to accommodate growing numbers of pilgrims. The basilica became a center of devotion, with the relic believed to have miraculous powers, including liquefaction on special occasions.
That Basilica of the Holy Blood was actually fascinating. One of the concerns I had with it was could you actually see the blood on the cloth? And you can. It's inside a vial, and you can see inside the vial with this woman sort of meditating or presiding over it. It felt very, very calm and peaceful in there. And whether you're a believer or not, I think that is deeply mystifying, deeply interesting, because the crucifixion is just one of those mysteries. What happened to Jesus? And I'm not a Christian. I don't identify as a Christian. But recently, Janine and I watched a documentary called CHRISTPIRACY. I'll leave the link to it in the description of this video. If you've got a strong stomach, watch it. Or if you're dead interested, just watch it. It's so fascinating about Jesus' final crime that led to him getting crucified. And it opens up a whole new realm of the whole, I guess, Christianity. So watch that, but if not, that was free to get in and it was brilliant. Okay, well, what we're going to do moving forwards, right, the situation that we've got is we all know now we've only got one ring on this hob, so it's a one pot dish. So we've got a decent ceramic lined one pot thing that drains as well, so which is non-stick. So what we're going to have is like a staple meal that's sort of pretty healthy, that we're going to always rely upon, that's cheap, healthy and all that sort of business. And what it is, the basis of it is sort of Caribbean style or Central American style, with just rice and beans, which is a whole protein. And beans, if you can eat beans every day, you're going to be in good health. Got these fajita mixes, spice mixes, from Tesco's that cost pennies. And whenever we find any green veg, we're going to put some green veg with it. Hot sauce, coriander, laughing. That's going to be our staple meal going forward. We're not going to eat it every day, but if we have something to fall back on, that's what we're going to have. And it's really, you can put it all in one pot, and it's just easy. So that's going in brown, red, and wild rice, and lentils, French point gris lentils, but it would just be rice and beans, really.
Rice, beans, and lentils.
Pizza mix.
Black beans.
Done.
Classy. good.
Bellissimo.
Beautiful.
Okay, so this is a very, very quick rice and beans with spinach, and it takes 2 minutes literally to cook. All you're doing is waiting for the spinach to wilt and the rice to heat up and the beans to heat up, and that's it. It's a healthy meal. It's a whole protein. It's got beans. Eating beans every day is so good for your health and your DNA. And this is going to be our staple if we can't find anything else to eat. So we're going to have to get used to it.
Well, it smells delicious, so I'm happy about that. Let's try it. Ooh.
Spicy.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It is spicy.
We enjoyed our hot and spicy beans sat in our demountable camper truck in Bruges, whilst the afternoon swept by and the evening started to make an appearance.
Okay, we are heading back into town. It's sunset and it's about to get dark. So, Bruges is famous for, or Belgium is famous for chips, waffles, chocolate and beer. And we've had chocolate and waffles, although I still might get some more chocolate. We haven't had beer, and I think the chips aren't vegan, so we can't have them. So, next up on our list is beer.
Oh, I'm slipping away, so don't let me go, nah, 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 nah. I'm all up in that love haze, so where do we go, nah, nah? Just let me know that I am safe here in your arms. I'm slipping away. So
6.5, 8.5, 8.7, and now we finish with a 10.
Nice.
it's out of control, out of control. Oh baby, I love the rush. It overflows. It's out of control, out of control. I'm in love.
I didn't mean to cough there. I actually didn't mean to cough. I'll be honest with you, that honestly, I've not found a beer stronger than a Leffe, which I think is about 6.9%. So that's nice tasting. And that's just being honest as well. They're all really good for getting drunk, loopy juice. But for nice tasting beers, a Leffe is which is a lovely Belgian beer, which is about as strong as I want to go. After the Leffe point, I'd rather drink wine, in all honesty. Not knocking these beers at all like that, because they're all really, really good. Half of them are like very tasty, the other half are too strong, and they taste a bit sort of super brewy. So that's how I feel. I'm just being honest. I enjoy the experience. It goes straight to your head. Feel a little bit tipsy already, but give me a wine past the Leffe point any day of the week.
Finishing our evening by wandering through the magical fairy tale streets of Bruges, we admired the twinkling lights lining almost every wall and street we could see in every direction. The evening air is crisp and close to freezing, filled the air with the scent of waffles and chocolate. There are sounds all around us of people having a good time, and the anticipation of the winter festival that's about to launch tomorrow. After grabbing some delicious chocolate truffles, we couldn't resist ending the night the way the locals do, with a portion of Belgium chips and creamy vegan mayo. A bag of chips isn't usually a fairy tale ending, but anything you do in this magical city is indeed just that, magical.
Unpack the top of the belfry. Don't do this after you've had a couple of beers, eh? Good morning. We have a storm coming over, but regardless of that, we had a really peaceful night's sleep here at this air. It's right in the centre. It's a bit expensive. We don't want to be staying here long, but it's right in the centre. And the closer to Bruges we can be, the better, because we've just fallen in love with it. We've been to Belgium once before, to somewhere else, but this is just completely, it's a showstopper. Do yourself a favour, get to Bruges if you can. From this point onwards, we're moving further north. I think from now onwards, we're just going to go north and north and north and north until we hit Lapland, or hopefully hit Lapland. Remember, this is an attempt, because neither of us have done anything like this before. This is a new vehicle as well, a new camper truck. We don't know what is going to be sort of in front of us. We've already hit some obstacles and challenges. We're breaking down straight away and the water coming out the bottom and what have you. But we're sort of like praying for as much of a clean run as possible so we can actually get to Lapland for Christmas. Anyway, wish us luck, because next time we see you, we will be heading into Germany and hopefully up towards Scandinavia. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe, because you'll then get notified when our next video comes out, and hopefully we'll be this much closer to Lapland. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Side by side, our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life.